Hello and welcome to Medicsimplified. We'll be discussing one of the reasons why you feel tired all the time. One of the reasons is poor sleep. Yeah, poor sleep. Sleep is not just rest; it is when body repairs, recharges, and remove toxins. So as you can see from this small notes here, we can see that sleep does three things for us. Sleeps help our body to repairs. It repairs our body. It recharges and it removes toxins. Sleep recharges us. It removes toxins and it repairs us. So when we sleep, a lot of repairing are taking place. What does it mean by repairs? During the day, a lot of activities has happened. So during when we are sleeping during the night or during the day, some body cells needs to be changed. You went for gym and during the process you run on treadmill after sometimes, during those times a lot of muscle cells will be at work at that time. So a lot of muscle cells will be at work at that time. So some of them may be worn out. So new one needs to be to be in place. So when you sleep, those new cell will be produced so that it can replace the old one. Another one say our cell recharges itself. Yeah, that is a straightforward. Then it's a toxins are removes. Yeah, that also happens during the night also or whenever we sleep. If your sleep is short, noisy, or interrupted, your brain starts a new day already tired. Yeah. That's what happened whenever maybe we had a bad day in the recent days and we're unable to sleep. We see that we're already tired, even why the day. Once we open our eyes, we already see that we're already tired because we've not been able to recharge our battery. Yeah, that's another example. When anytime in the day, we wake up with 100% battery, like 100% battery. So when we go to work, we went outside, a lot of stress, those battery will begin to reduce. Maybe work takes 60% of the battery, outside take 10%, stress take 20%. So by evening, we come back with flat battery, 10% or less. So we need to go and sleep so that we can recharge, what? Our battery. And during the process, remove toxins. What did he mean by remove toxins? During the day, a lot of cells are in use and most of them will be broken down. Cell will be broken down during the day because they are being used. Some of them may have reached their end of their lifespan. So some cell will be destroyed, during the day because of the movement, the activities that is being carried out. So and cells can release toxins, chemicals, chemicals, charges, and all those stuff that can be released into the bloodstreams and cause acidosis and that is dangerous for the body. So that is straightforward. That's why one of the reasons why you feel tired all the time is poor sleep. So make sure you sleep frequently every day. Another reason why feeling tired always is low nutrient. Low nutrient. So for example now, if there's low iron or low vitamin B12 or low folate, then there'll be low red blood cell. Because all these three stuff, they are being used to produce red blood cell. All these three stuff, iron, B12, folate, are part of what is used to produce red blood cell. So it means if those things are in shortage or maybe absent or not being poor intake, what will happen? This will fall, will reduce, red blood cell will reduce. And if there's reduced red blood cell production, what will happen? Because red blood cell is responsible for what? They are the horses that carries oxygen. So without all these three stuff, the folate, without the B12, without the iron, no red blood cell. And no red blood cell means reduce horses. That means reduce horses, that means reduce oxygen because red blood cell is the oxygen chariot. It's our body oxygen chariot. It is a chariot that carry oxygen. It is the horses that carry oxygen. Just like how steam engine during those days carries people. So the steam engine is the red blood cell. Then the rest of the train that the steam engine moves is the steam engine moves around, which is the train, is the people that goes around, that is the oxygen. That's just and stuff. So we need to make sure that we are not anemic. So another one is also say less oxygen means the mitochondria get less fuel and you feel tired even after meals. Yeah. So when there's poor nutrition, particularly for poor nutrition, that means reduce folate, reduce B12, or reduce ion, whatever is needed for production of red blood cell. If they are reduced, then that will reduce red blood cell. So if that's reduced red blood cell, means reduce oxygen. So this reduced oxygen, will affect the mitochondria, because this reduced oxygen will means that mitochondria will not have enough reduced mitochondrial activity, because oxygen plus the food that you eat, let's say glucose that have been absorbed from the small intestine, this oxygen will combine with this glucose inside the mitochondria to produce energy. In this wise, ATP. In a nutshell, we can say that low intake of nutrient leads to, so let's say nutrients like, iron. So that will lead to reduce red blood cell production. That will lead to reduce oxygen, because red blood cell carries oxygen. This will lead to reduce mitochondrial activity. Why? Because mitochondria need oxygen. Because mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell. It's the generator of the cell. This will now cause reduced ATP or power production for the body. Reduced power production for the body will make you to feel tired, exhausted. Another cause is dehydration. Water keeps your blood flowing smoothly. Water keeps your blood flowing smoothly and your brain active. When you are low on fluids, the heart works harder to pump and your body slows down to save energy. Yeah, simple and straightforward. So I know that our heart pumps blood. So if one is dehydrated, if dehydration means dehydration can cause low blood volume. So low blood volume means low blood. It can also means low blood movement, which means more difficulty for the heart to pump. So which means less nutrient, oxygen will be moved to the organs of the body, and it means high waste product in the blood, like maybe CO2, urea, etc. will be in the blood because cardiac output is low, and that is trying to pump as much as it can do. So that will be a problem for the body. And waste products keep piling inside the bloodstreams with reduced nutrient and oxygen, that will because the body cannot get rid of the waste product it has on time, because if there's dehydration, the cardiac output will be low. That means the amount of blood that the heart is pumping out will be low, and if there's no cardiac output, it will cause the GFR to fall, glomerular filtration rate. It means the amount of fluid getting to the kidney will reduce, because the kidney depends on the heart. So the kidney and the heart, they are like how would I put it? The kidney and the heart are like, they are like husband and wife. Yeah, the kidney and the heart, they are like husband and wife. It's just like as the man donate the sperm, the woman donate the egg. So they can't do without each other. So let me just use that stuff. The kidney needs act like anything, and the heart also need kidney. That's to be for another day. So as waste product keep piling in the bloodstreams, because the blood there's not enough water to carry those waste products around, and there's less nutrient also. Or happen as waste products keep piling in the bloodstream, the person will be tired. So it can cause tiredness. It's straightforward. It can cause tiredness. So that's why we have to make sure that you go out with a bottle of water. So make sure that we go out with bottles of water every day. Try to drink as much as possible. Another cause of tiredness is lack of movement. Yeah. The less you move, the weaker your mitochondria become. Exercise actually tends them to multiply. That's when active people have more energy, not less. Yeah, exercise is very, very important. If you keep binging on Netflix is not bad. But if you keep binging on Netflix all day, you're simply telling your body, don't work more, just rest. You don't need more energy. Because when you are walking up and down, you are telling your body says that you need more energy when you are walking. But if you are just lying, maybe like, or maybe like not active, what happened? Maybe not active, what happened? The mitochondria will be laid back. Your mitochondria will be laid back. they will not be producing energy a lot. They'll be reducing energy production. You understand? So that is just how it look like. Just like the electricity grid. The electricity grid produces electricity grid of a country produces electricity based on demand. For example, now during the peak hour of the day, let's say between 5 o'clock in the morning and like 9 o'clock in the morning at daybreak, the electricity demand will be high because that's when people wake up to go to work, to go to school. The family wake up to go to school, so they will heat the house, they will cook food, all those stuff. But during rationally, say between 9 and 3 o'clock, electricity demand should be low. Rationally, then from 4 o'clock, that is from 1600 hours, that is 4 p.m. in the evening, upward, what happened? Maybe till midnight, what happened? Electricity demand will be what? Will be high because people are back in the house. So that electricity demand is the mitochondria that supply energy for the body for the time. So it depends on the demand. So when you are lying down binging on Netflix or watching Amazon Prime, it's not bad to watch movie. But if it's all day, what happens? You're still telling your mitochondria, so what? We don't need more electricity, just reduce. And the more you do it, the less redundant and laid back they become, till when they become very, very lethargic and not ready to work again. Because you've trained them to be redundant and lazy. Please don't teach your mitochondria to be lazy. Mitochondria to be lazy. That is interesting. Let's move on. The reason why we feel tired always is chronic stress. Stress on its own drains energy. Stress drains energy. So continuous stress. So if stress keep increasing, it means more low energy. Let's say when you are not stressed, everything is 100%. When you are stressed, it reduces. When there's stress, it's reduced to 90%. When you're more stressed, it reduces what to 80%, to 70%. Imagine being exposed to it every time. Chronic stress is a stress that continues for a long time. Then the battery keep reducing, 30% to 20% to 10% to 0%. So the body just stays in fight mode, never resting, never fully recharging. So when you go out in the day, you go out with 100% of battery by your mitochondria, 100% of ATP by your mitochondria. So as you are going, everything begin to reduce. So maybe when you go to work, you reduce to 90%. You walk to maybe reduce to 40% by the time you leave work. In traffic to 10%, to 30%. At home, 20%. Then the rest, just like 10%. Then when we sleep, it's as if we plug our body to a circuit. When we sleep again, it goes back to 100%. But the following morning, when you come to the following morning, it becomes 100% again. And the whole cycle continues. But if one is exposed to chronic stress, maybe marriage issue, maybe child raising, maybe child upbringing, maybe single parenting, all those stuff, maybe challenge at work, maybe challenge at school, all those stuff can cause chronic stress. Maybe there's a difficult, or maybe there's a long-term illness or sickness or disease that somebody is having, it can cause strong chronic stress because of the chemicals, the corticosteroid, the steroid that will be released into the bloodstream. Those stuff can cause stress. Another reason why we feel tired always is illness. Yeah, sometimes many people may be sick, but they don't know. Because our body is called Mr. Compensatory. We call our body Mr. Compensator. Because our body loves to compensate. That's why when things are wrong sometimes in our body, we don't know in time. Because our body will keep compensating, keep adjusting. So when it can't keep doing it or when it gets out of hand, that is when you begin to experience signs and symptoms that something is wrong. Then you want to go and see your doctor. So when a patient is having like some disease condition, maybe like they don't know that many people are not diagnosed, that there are many undiagnosed patients with diabetes mellitus. Some people they have been diagnosed with diabetes mellitus when they just come for GP appointment, and some people have been diagnosed with hypertension when they just come for GP appointment. They don't even know it was like accidental. Anyway, and that explains why most people are fat, because most people are with one sickness or the other undiagnosed. So either diagnosed, so that is what is just happening. So many people are moving around with diabetes mellitus, with hypertension, and they don't know. And all these can cause a stress on the body, which is very easy. So we have already explained, anemia can cause stress. So anemia can cause stress. Diabetes can cause stress. Chronic infection can cause stress. So if we take anemia as an example. So if there's an anemia, it means anemia causes red blood cell to be low. It affects red blood cell. That means oxygen will be affected. That means the mitochondria will be affected. That means ATP will be affected. That's why you will feel tired always. If it's diabetes mellitus, it means there's too much of sugar, which causes dehydration. Sugar is high, which causes dehydration, and dehydration causes it causes it dehydration. It means there's less blood volume, less blood. So that less blood volume means reduce oxygen. That means reduce oxygen, reduce nutrient, more waste product. Then mitochondria will be affected as less oxygen. Even this too much sugar will affect the cell because the cell cannot get food. They cannot get glucose. So what happened? That'll be what? That'll be ketoacidosis. That'll be decay. Diabetic ketoacidosis, which can cause metabolic acidosis, which affect oxygen. You know, all this lactic acidosis. That means there's too much acid in the blood, which simply means the body cell cannot use oxygen. They have to use another form. They have to breathe. That means our body cell have to do without oxygen, which is not good for the body because of the buildup of lactic acidosis. Burnout. When you are mentally overloaded, carrying hidden sadness, your body translates it as a physical fatigue. Your heart and brain are linked multiply. In conclusion, so here they are the 7 tips of your energy. Poor sleep, nutrition deficiency, dehydration, inactivity, stress, illness, emotional burnout. These are part of the reasons why you feel tired always. Tiredness is a message, not a flaw. Tiredness is a message, not a flaw. In the next video part, we will learn how to recharge our body naturally, how to build your energy, your peace, and your focus again. Remember, even rest was designed by God. Remember that God rest on the 7th day, isn't it? After creation. That's Genesis, that's the book of Genesis, chapter 1 or 2 or so. I remain Olawale Richard Akimade. This is Medicsimplified Bodyland. See you in part 3. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you soon. Bye for now.